He had good arm span. He was fast enough. And most of all, he played with a lot of heart and a lot of determination. You know, in labeling him, I would say he was a physical football player. I came back and said, there is a young man at Fairfield High School that I think fits our needs, and he's a fine young man with a fine family, and he's black. And Coach Jordan called me into his office and said, you know, he said, now, you know, there can be some kickbacks, and it'll be on you, you know.
Coach Jim Hilyer came to the house, and he sat down and he introduced himself as one of the coaches at Auburn University, and they would want, you know, like for me to come to Auburn. He was a gentle type man, a religious man. And through his talk, my parents, my mother and my father kind of got on a good standing with him.
I pointed out to him that we're going to be very aware that you're going to have some hardships that other players don't have. I think that was one of the first things that I think made his family feel comfortable with me. James' family was just, they were just wonderful. They had a family stability from the minute I first met them till the day he signed and the day he played his last game at Auburn. They were just my friends.
He looked out for me when I came to Auburn. He was always there, and we'd go out and eat and stuff like that, and he was always very polite to my parents and treated them real well. So Jim Hilyer was a great part. If it wasn't for Jim Hilyer, I wouldn't have been at Auburn University.
In the long run. And of course, we know what that meant in the long run. And that to me is the pride of the whole thing. Because I'll be honest with you, yeah, I had to have a little courage to do that, you know. Because like Coach Jordan said, you're bringing him here. It's your responsibility. He said, I'll back you 100%. Okay? But I'm so glad I did.